dollsies, welcome to another segment of Cooking with Kay. Okay, this time around I wanted to try my first ever bread dough technique. So in this recipe I used little less than 5 ingredients. So as you can see, I already started off with my flour and I only used 3 measurements of cups, by the way. And then I started off with the wet ingredients because it's a little bit much more faster. So first, obviously, I beat my eggs, just 2 large eggs, and then I went in with some honey. This is raw honey, not designated honey, so it's quite delicious, and you can tell that the sugar is going to melt in your mouth when it's baked. All right, so next up I have my yeast. It is instant yeast, and I went in there with 2 tablespoons of yeast, and I just mixed it all together with my whisk. This time around I didn't quite use my electrical mixer. I just felt like my normal mixer is good enough. Manual work is good for working out. And then I went in with some oil because we need the crust and we need to secure the loaf softness. Oil is better that way because butter can quickly make bread dry. Okay, so these are the measurements that I put. I showed you the cup that I used. It is a 1 cup measurement, so I put it 3 times because this is a 3 cup measurement for this technique. Okay, so always remember to surf your flour because we don't want any kind of lumps and bumps. We want a smooth bread when we open and cut it. We don't want any inconsistencies with that. So I went in with a little bit more because I realized at the top it was not leveled enough. You'll see there. It was just a little bit of a guess, but I'm quite good at guessing. So one thing I love about this bread, it is a French bread, so a braided bread. I love it. It is so crusty outside, but once you break the bread, it is absolutely delicious. This type of bread is quite good with soup and any kind of savory cheese, some delicious cottage cheese spread, tomato spread, or fig sweet spread. This is good for your charcuterie boards. So yeah, don't be surprised why I used a wooden spoon because I felt like I didn't want to put my hands yet. So this time around I went in with my hands and it got really sticky, and I remembered, oh yeah, oil, and I fished my oil and then I put a little bit of oil, but you guys didn't see that at that point. So here I was already done with the oil inside the bowl, so I'm starting to knead my dough and kneading it. Okay girl, you need to go in, okay? You need to knead your life away, okay? So as it gets a little bit more sticky on the wood surface, just go in with a tiny bit of oil again because we are trying to make it the most smoothest soft ball ever seen in life, okay? So it turned out so beautifully and it looked like this. Perfect bowl size. Now you need to seal it in a very airtight container. I just used a clear wrap and then I put it in the sun with a towel and then I left it for 15 minutes. After that it rose perfectly and it was so soft and luscious. Oh my gosh guys, I fell in love with this dough. Just look at it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Girl, I love this dough, okay? This was the most perfect dough I have ever created. It was extremely perfect. I don't want to lie. Like, I will toot my horn on that. It was so soft and bouncy to the touch, okay? So this was my first technique ever slicing dough. I saw this on YouTube once and I was like, okay, I don't know if this is a good idea because you don't want air to have too much access to your dough. So by all means, try to do this as fast as possible so that your dough does not ever deflate, especially if your kitchen has like air conditioning, cold air conditioning. My kitchen was hot. So in a way, this dough was in its favorable environment because my kitchen was very hot. Okay, I live in South Africa in a town where, listen, we are in the desert. It's extremely hot here. So with that, and I preheated the oven, by the way. 30 minutes before this, the oven was already preheated. So my dough is kind of already in a good warm environment where it is still growing into its fluffy form. So this technique is another technique that I saw another YouTuber doing this. You have a lot of Asian people like this technique when they make their dumplings, by the way. So I really like it. So just fold your ends of the triangle into one circle in the middle, and then you round it into a ball. So basically you take the ears and then you put it into the center, and then after that you roll it into a ball after you put it upside down, and then it becomes like the most cutest little ball in the world. Mine obviously on the correct sizes, because I realized later on that, oh my gosh, I sliced 5 parts and not 6, so I had to take 1 part in half and then make 6 parts. So it's important to make 6 bowls because you are going to make a French braid, and obviously your French braid has 3 strands, right? So the half of 6 is then 3. So then once you cut your doughs, you will then divide it into 3 strands by rolling it. This is my technique that I used to roll. You can use a rolling pin. I like using my fingers. I feel like the pressure is more equally. So just keep on going in there with your fingers. Do not change your amount of pressure that you apply, okay? So you just roll. I zoomed in so you can see what I'm doing. I push and then I press. I push and then I press. And then this is a technique that I saw in one Pizza Hut that I once went to. I saw one of them in the kitchen doing this. They usually take the roll and then they spin it around, and then I tried doing that. It was so much fun. I felt like the most smartest chef in the world. I felt like such a professional chef at that point when I was spinning my roll around, and then I got carried away and I was like, oh my gosh, it got too stretchy. And then the other one was a little bit more bigger, and the other one was more thinner. It was just like, oh girl, why did you stretch it too much? But I made it work. I froze for a moment here. I forgot how to do a braid because I am literally 24 years old. I don't remember the last time I braided a doll. So I was at the point where I was like, oh my gosh, my childhood techniques need to kick in here. How do I do a French braid again? So I messed it up a little bit at the top, but listen, when it bakes, it comes out perfectly. So I buttered my pan with a lot of butter because I don't want to put a spray, the non-stick spray, because this is not a non-stick pan, so it can dry out very quickly. Butter really helps with maintaining the smoothness and the softness of a dough underneath, okay? And it also helps create the crust as well. So I went in with a little bit of oil and some salt on top because I want this for everyone to enjoy it with any savory dish as well. And then I forgot that I have to put some egg yolks, but I ended up remembering. But anyway, and then later on I decided I don't have sesame seeds, but I have chai seeds. So I sprinkled my chai seeds. It's raining here in South Africa tonight. I'm recording this at night, so guys, if you hear the thunder, God has answered our prayers, okay? We have been in the heatest wave. We have been in my oven, okay? So we have rain now, so that's amazing, a blessing. So I went in and I baked it for 18 to 25 minutes, and this is how it turned out. It was delicious. Everyone gobbled it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. It was quite easy but very lengthy. It took some time to perfect this, so you need patience and believe in yourself. Trust yourself in the process and you'll do amazing. Do everything in love, and remember, God is good and He will always provide for you. That is your message for today, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. See you in my next upload, and maybe next time we will make something sweet. And yeah, so this is my bread, and I hope you guys try this recipe. Please do tag me on Instagram if you tried it, and if you want more detailed recipes, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And please do share this video to your family if they want to do this for Easter. Anyway, love you guys, and thank you for watching my video. Bye, dollsies.